All righty, what is up, college baseball fans? Welcome to the weekend number 7 preview episode of the 11.7 podcast. We have a 4-man crew today. Noah's in the bullpen, sitting back, researching for the weekend series pick'em matchups, and Dimitri is live from Italy. Jack, Charleston, South Carolina, right now. Is that where you're at?
I'm Ron Burgundy. Yes, I'm in Charleston.
All right, sick. Fun show plan for you guys. We're change of pace. We're gonna do some mid-season segments that I think you guys will like. Obviously, we'll do the recap, midweek recap. We're gonna talk about Ryan Johnson, Cam Smith, both making big league rosters for opening day, and then we're gonna pick new Omaha eights now that we have 6 weeks under the belt, and new Golden Spikes candidates. And then we will do our weekend series pick'em, which consists of UConn at Xavier, Auburn at Georgia, Florida Atlantic at UTSA, Alcorn State at Mississippi Valley State, Arkansas at Vandy, and Georgia Southern at Georgia State. And then at the end, we're going to pick some teams that are ranked who we think will get upset this weekend in the weekend series. So lose 2 out of 3. Episode is brought to you, as always, by Home Field Apparel. 15% off using promo code CWS25. Perfect if you want to represent your school in the Sweet 16 basketball, Elite 8, Final Four, whatever. They drop some awesome basketball, college basketball inspired stuff. And then the baseball stuff that they have is better than anybody else on the internet. They built a good catalog last year with baseball. This year it's going to get even better. So check it out, homefieldapparel.com. They're great to us. You guys be great to them. Okay. Boys, what a midweek. Good midweek, I would say.
I think the only thing that people care about is the walk-off grand slam to beat your rival to complete a cycle. Never done before in Major League Baseball history.
Really? You looked that up?
Thank Twitter machine X, whatever you want to call it. I was eavesdropping on a thread and saw that someone did the work and it's never been done before.
That is cool. Yeah. So Florida State is Alex Lodis, correct?
Lodi.
Lodis. I was listening to the broadcast. Lodis. His cousin plays at Georgia Tech, who's also raking. It's great.
So they are related.
Yeah, I think they're cousins. It's a great week to be a Lodis, man. They're both hitting the snot out of the ball, racking up RBIs, extra base hits. But Alex for Florida State, right after Florida State blew the lead in the top of the ninth to Florida, they go like walk, hit by pitch, infield single, grand slam to walk it off in Jacksonville. A ton of people there. It just sucked because the broadcast was well below average especially for that kind of matchup. And I still watched it. I thought it was a good game, fun game, but the excitement at the very end was worth the whole watching from section 411 up in center field or behind home plate. It made everything worth it. So Florida State now has evened up the series with Florida, right? Florida got them to end Florida State's undefeated streak to start the year, like game 18 or 19. So they're even 1-1.
Ben, Kyle Lodis, transfer from Augusta, Georgia Tech, is hitting 380, 9 homers, 13 doubles, 28 RBI. And then Alex Lodis at Florida State is hitting he's hitting like 330 or something like
I think he's hitting closer to 4. I think he's in the 4s.
He's hitting 475, 8 homers, 9 doubles.
How cool would it be if the Lodis cousins were actually 2 of the Golden Spikes finalists this year?
That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
It feels like with the way things are trending it feels like those two teams always like are matched up in a regional. It feels like we could see them playing against each other in the postseason this year too.
We really wouldn't, Jack. They're both in the same
What
conference.
are you talking about?
Oh, dude. My brain's not firing all cylinders. How about a super? I was thinking Georgia, Florida State for some stupid ass reason. I'm going home. Noah, come get me.
So Lodis at Florida State might be one of the best shortstops in the country.
Oh yeah, I think he was preseason All-American. He was a preseason All-American, if I'm not mistaken.
And his cousin, his primo, might be playing his way into a top 2, top 3 round pick too. So maybe if he goes off this year, he could be a back end first round pick. That'd be super sick. 2 cousins, first round picks in the same draft. That's sick.
Yeah. It would be sick. The other big storyline in the midweek, and we get it. Midweeks matter, but at the same time, when you're in the fight of a conference play, it's not their number one priority. But Missouri State comes back and wins the game at Arkansas. I think they put up 5 or 6 runs in the ninth to take the lead. And yeah, I mean, I'm not concerned about Arkansas, but definitely snuck up on them. Like, yo, our back, like the bottom of the barrel bullpen guys are not the same as what we're used to seeing. But look, I'm not concerned about Arkansas. Obviously, they're very talented. They're way more offensive this year than I expected. Especially after the first couple weeks, Arkansas's offense worried me a little bit, but they're going to be just fine. They score enough runs. They have some freshmen that are playing every day for them that are hitting the ball. So they'll be fine in the SEC this year.
You know what's crazy about Arkansas? We say their offense wasn't great. I think it's a pre-existing mindset we have. When we think Arkansas, we think pitching, bad offense. Their offense has actually been pretty electric all year. It's just really sporadic and random. But
yeah, speaking of siblings, the Alloy siblings, they're fun to watch.
But I think that Ole Miss series was the first series where I was truly like, this Arkansas lineup is the best I've seen in the last couple of years. And that's what they needed. Because in the postseason, you've got to hit. You've got to hit. You can have 5 Kevin Kopps, but if you can't hit, you're not going to win your home regional. So it's really promising for Arkansas.
I wonder if Hawaii watches I wonder if Arkansas, like Dave Van Horn and his assistants, watch the Hawaii games at midnight. It's like, who can we recruit out of Hawaii now? Like, who's going to enter the portal from Hawaii? We need all the Hawaiians here in Fayetteville.
That's so funny you say that, because I was thinking, damn, how good would Hawaii be if the Alloy guys were at Hawaii? Rintaro Sasaki goes to Hawaii instead of to the mainland. They have a pipeline from Japan of getting the best high school guys. Hawaii would be a powerhouse. We're getting regionals there every year if they actually get all the top talent. So, but I do think, this is off topic, but I do think Rich Hill is going to bring the best talent that Hawaii has seen in a while the next couple of years.
Oh yeah, he's great. So, number 3, Clemson goes down to Coastal, and this is just another team that it's like flip flop, the opposite of Arkansas, where we assumed that a preconceived notion that Coastal was going to hit the ball and not pitch well this year. And it's almost the opposite. Their pitching, I think, is better than their offense. And Coastal led the whole game, jumped out to like a 6-0 lead, then an 8-0 lead. They win 8-2. No knock on Clemson. They're not worried about midweeks right now, but this type of win for Coastal could push them. You look ahead a month and a half or 2 months, and this could be the RPI boost that puts them into a hosting region, or hosting regional, rather than being a 2 seed somewhere.
It's funny, their arms have never been better, but to me, what's so different about this offense is they don't have to rely on the long ball like they have in years past, right? With Barthol and Bodine, like they're double B guys, like they've got the ability to beat you like gap to gap instead of having to hit 2 to 3 home runs a game in order to beat you with the long ball. So, man, we bragged on the weekend rotation. They're so deep on the mound, but I think offensively too, they're not as like scary with the name game, but I think they're deeper 1 through 9 this year than maybe in years past.
It feels like they can beat you in more ways than just sitting back trying to hit a 3-run bomb.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. The other storylines, Liberty gets their 4th ACC win in the midweek, taking down Virginia. So now they have wins against Wake Forest, Virginia, Duke, and NC State. They did lose twice to Clemson in the midweek, but a 4-2 record in the ACC for Liberty, that's the type of stuff that could get you an at-large berth.
Hey, Ben, Liberty beating ACC team theory is finally confirmed.
Yeah, it took long enough.
Thought it, but it was never true. Now it's true.
It's true. I spoke it into existence. Upstate beats Run Rules NC State. That was I don't know. I wouldn't look too much into that either way. Upstate's going to be offensive every year, and they have a pretty good young core. But then NC State, it felt like they weren't trying to pitch their best guys. It was like a tryout. Ultimately, who's going to get out for us in the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning later in the year?
I mean, I know Virginia is a national disappointment, but can we say NC State is just as comparable in terms of disappointment?
No, I wouldn't say so.
I mean, weren't they top 15 preseason?
No, were they?
Yeah, they were 12.
NC State I thought they were like pretty close near top 15, and they're horrific.
Yeah, I think they were 12. I don't think they're horrific. I think that they've got a lot of pieces to figure out, but they played better in ACC play than in their non-conference.
You know what? I say that, and they're 17-8.
Yeah, this is it's the way they've lost has been ugly. Like Ben and I saw them in Jacksonville, and they rattled off 4 straight losses, and they were going through some stuff, and they're really, really talented, but it's a lot of guys with not a lot of baseball under the belt. And if you're going to trust anybody, you trust Elliott Avon, and I think they're in a good spot. Like they're playing good ball in the ACC.
I mean, come on. After that weekend
in the ACC.
Yeah.
After that weekend in Jacksonville, they played Kenesha, Rice State, North Carolina A&T, and then they played Virginia Tech and Pittsburgh. So I wouldn't say they're great yet.
They're 4-2.
I didn't say they were great. I didn't say they were abysmal like you. They're 4-2. They're in a good spot.
Probably two of the teams that are going to finish in the bottom of the ACC this year. But whatever. We're not an NC State pile-on podcast, so forget about it. Who cares?
Trying to hype them up. You don't want piling on.
I know.
Anyways, the only other nugget that I have is our boy Zach York goes yard again for Grand Canyon. Prettiest swinging baseball. But okay, let's talk Ryan Johnson. Let's talk Ryan Johnson, Cam Smith.
Before we get there, one more midweek thing. South Carolina, North Carolina. North Carolina wins. Jack, as a longtime resident in the state of South Carolina, do you call North Carolina Tar Heel the Carolina Tar Heel?
I will say that South Carolina baseball, that dynasty 10, 11, 12 is why I started loving college baseball. With that being said, Carolina is North Carolina. USC is Southern Cal. And for forever, South Carolina's gotten disrespected. It's just why we call them the Cox, baby. Who needs it? It's just the Cox.
See, all right. Well, I'm glad you asked Jack from South Carolina. For me in Texas, USC is Southern California. But I always said UNC growing up for North Carolina.
Interesting.
I always said UNC in South Carolina for the Gamecocks.
For us watching freaking with Al Horvath, Ty Teague, and all this guy, when you talk Carolina basketball, you talk North Carolina. You said Carolina, it was North Carolina, and it was a basketball thing forever. And that was just the perspective, the national perspective I've always grew up in. Is when you say Carolina, it's the Tar Heel. So, and I don't think it's a knock on South Carolina. I think it's just the way the cookie crumbled. It was just.
I will say that is without question, like that is the national narrative. It's Carolina and Duke, right? Like it's, but I understand that. I know the way that it's like supposed to roll, right, with USC and Carolina. But being from South Carolina, we've always just called them the North. Like that's just North Carolina. Like we're
North.
The North.
People lose their minds on Twitter when we call them Carolina. I'm like, dude, I mean, it's not disrespecting South Carolina. That's just what I've always known. Carolina is North Carolina, South Carolina, South Carolina.
If I would have made that tweet, I would have said UNC. That's what's drilled in my head.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's briefly talk about Ryan Johnson and Cam Smith, two guys that were playing college baseball last year, and within 9 months, they're on a big league roster for opening day. Really cool stuff. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because it's big for this sport. The more we start seeing that, the more popularity college baseball will get, and more people will start watching the game, following the game, which will grow it to bigger and better places. Right or wrong?
Yeah, I mean, MLB fans are always looking for their next prospect. They're always looking for the next guy for their team to draft in the first round. I mean, fantasy football. A lot of fantasy football guys watch college football to figure out who they want to draft in their fantasy dynasty draft. Basketball, same thing. They want to find out who their team should draft with the number 1 overall pick. baseball, it was always, oh, this random guy went here 7 years ago. Cool. And I guess he's finally making the big leagues. That was the way it was. You went to the minor league for 3, 4, 5 years, and then you saw your favorite player finally make the show, your number one prospect. Now, Cam Smith, oh my God, I can't wait to see him next year in Angel Stadium. I can't wait to see Ryan Johnson, Cam Smith in Houston. Like 9 months later, you get to see your favorite college player playing for your favorite MLB team. More investment, more attention, all that stuff will happen.
Yeah. I think what's interesting about it, and maybe we can ask Noah, I think this is going to come with much more regularity as well, right? Like, I think that this isn't just like a trend or a cyclical where we're going to go back and it's not going to happen for a while. I mean, I remember growing up and remember how big of a deal it was when Tampa brought up David Price for that postseason run.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
And Finnegan from TCU.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and Finnegan at TCU, right? So, again, right, the lefty on, they can get lefties out. Like, that makes sense. But now we're at a point in time where these guys, Ryan Johnson doesn't throw a pitch in the minor leagues. Now, all of a sudden, you got a guy like Cam Smith that was trade leverage for one of the biggest names in the sport, and he's getting a shot right away. If the Astros were the Cubs of 2014, just like they did with Chris Bryant, you're hiding Cam Smith so you can get that extra contract year. Mm-hmm. Now you are building the connection from player to team almost immediately. And that's where I'd ask Noah, maybe you could speak to it better than I. Nolan Shanwell and Neto, right? Like those guys felt like the oddballs out. Remind me, has there been anybody else that has beaten us to the punch this quickly like this?
I'll say, especially on the pitching side.
Wyatt Langford and Paul Skeens were two guys that made the jump really quick.
Especially on the San Diego Padres.
Especially on the pitching side, I think Jack was hinting at it. We're going to see more of this, and I'm full supporter of this. I've been any platform that I've been able to speak on. This has been my take, especially these big time high voltage arms like a Paul Skeens and a Ben Joyce. You want their bullets in the big leagues because of the uncertainty about arm health, right? So when these guys are throwing triple digits and it's tough to square up in general, why have them marinate in the minors for 2 or 3 years when you could be wasting their bullets and they have an arm injury or whatever, God forbidden, that happens. But it is the case of our sport. It's happening a whole lot more than we'd like it to happen, and Joyce already has one Tommy John, so it's like get those guys up soon, in my opinion. So like a Hagen Smith, I would like to see him pretty quickly. That's a tough arm angle, mid-90s from the left side. That's very hard to match, and I mean put that in the major leagues, and that's tough to compare. You can't simulate that every day in practice.
I think Hudson Waldrop is another guy to add that's he's about to be in the big league.
Yeah, right. And then even think, right, like from a power arm standpoint, like can't imagine that we're not going to see a Rhett Lauder or a Chase Burns in the big leagues soon. But
Rhett Lauder pitched a lot in the big leagues.
Lauder. Yeah, he was like a late, I think he was like post like All-Star break, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like he's not necessarily like a flamethrower, but his stuff's so good that like, hey, let's just get him to the big league level. And I think because arms are so good, big league bats, like a guy like Cam Smith is going to get the nod earlier because – hey, we've already seen him match up against 96 plus and high velo or really good, nasty stuff in Omaha last year. I also think from a marketability standpoint, like you guys kind of hinted on the idea that we'd go 2-3 years of not being able to see these guys after they were playing on the grandest of scales in like postseason college baseball. Then they disappear, and then you have to rally around them. Imagine not only just like a lefty bat, right? Or a lefty arm, excuse me, but imagine being able to draft a guy in June, and then as a fan base in the big leagues going, okay, now like let's see if he can help us come this postseason, right? Like if Cags and the Royals were making a run last year, like you don't think Cags could have helped them offensively a little bit? Like I'd love to see teams start drafting for immediate need. That way, from a fan base standpoint, you could just start marketing and plastering the shit out of these guys all over the place.
And you know what else? And I know this has been a topic lately. Tanner Allen talking about nerds in baseball.
Oh.
You know why a lot of these guys are making the big league so fast now? Because they can look at a computer, see the stuff Cam Smith was facing, and he was this successful. Again, this stuff, metrics-wise, oh, that metric stuff that he was facing, that's big league average. Or that's below big league average. So he's facing stuff better than big leaguers. So we know he is ready. We know he is able to hit this pitching. 10 years ago, he was in college ball. You just thought the eye test, is he ready or not? But nowadays, you can literally quantify if they are ready or not. Obviously, big league, bright light, you got real jerseys on. You're playing with the vets. You're playing with all these. So there's more at stake than just a pure hitter versus pitcher kind of thing. But the metrics are going to allow this to happen more often.
Another guy that did this too was Garrett Crochet. And he's like one of the hottest names of the offseason, was traded to the Boston Red Sox is in a contract year, I think. So, like, that guy's the epitome of it. He did have an arm injury, but he was a reliever for the White Sox basically instantly, had the arm injury. You saw him ASAP in the MLB and what he could provide you. And he just took it and ran with it when he came back from that thing. And he's been one of the best starters since.
MLB GM can make this decision much easier now because they have the numbers right in front of them where say, hey, I feel confident this guy's going to be successful in the big league.
Right. Now, isn't it kind of funny that 3 of those guys, maybe more, but between Neto, Shanwell, and Ryan Johnson, all mid-major guys, like these are not SEC or ACC like studs.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle. I mean, how?
Oh, you want to know another name we forgot, who's also a mid-major guy that made the jump quickly was Zach Wilson, Jacob Wilson.
Yeah,
Jacob Wilson from Grand Canyon. He's starting every day now for the A's. He did it last year too.
Yeah. So
why do you think that is? Why do you think it's the player development piece of it? Like, why are the mid majors maybe more so at a higher clip than like the SEC guy? Like, I know Dylan Cruz makes his appearance last year, but like, you're right. The familiarity with the mid majors, it's happening.
Probably a rep thing. There's probably a rep thing. Now the level of college baseball is so high, you can consider them playing all 4 years, 3 years at college. That's their 3 years of minor league baseball. Rather than a guy that comes in as a freshman at Tennessee, sits his freshman year, 20 pinch hit AB, becomes a star his sophomore, junior year. He only has 2 year and a half, 2 years under his belt. You know, it's a rep thing, in my opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, good for those guys. And I'm sure we're going to see at least a handful more of guys who were drafted in 2024 make their big league appearance in 2025. One name that comes to the top of the head right away is Jack's favorite player, Christian Moore. Like he's in the Angels organization. They need some more pop and protection for their middle of the order guys. And a guy that hit 33 homers last year. Are you serious in the SEC? He's somebody that could help them right away. I think his hang up might be they don't know where to put him defensively.
Position.
Is he a second baseman? Is he an outfielder? Is he a DH? Like, what is he?
I think he's pretty utility and athletic enough. He'll find a place.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on. Let's do the. You guys want to pick new Omaha 8s?
Yeah.
Now that we have some weeks under our
You
belt.
want me to pull up our old Omaha 8?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right, we'll pull up our preseason Omaha 8, and yeah.
Hey, while you're looking this up, I'd like to talk about the contradiction between both you and Noah's names for our viewers at home and for our podcast listeners traveling around. Dimitri's name on his name template is MLB sucks, and Noah's is 2 opening days are better than 1. It's the duality of man. I'm obsessed with it.
We had a great opening day college baseball. Opening day was February 14th. Everybody that's just joining us, March 27th, welcome to the baseball season.
Facts.
All right, there we go. Our Omaha 8s from preseason. I had LSU, Virginia, Arizona State, Oregon, Arkansas, Wake Forest, NC State, East Carolina, Dimitri, Tennessee, Clemson, UNC, Dallas Baptist, Tulane, Vanderbilt, Nebraska, Arizona, Jack, Florida State, Duke, Oregon State, TCU, Georgia, Texas, Texas A&M, UConn. Noah, did you make it Omaha 8 too?
Yeah, I didn't post it online, but I did I announced it on the show. So my Omaha 8 this year was Texas A&M. I mean, so far from that picture right now. Same with Virginia. but Arkansas, LSU, North Carolina, and then I had Arizona, Stanford, and Stetson.
All right, Noah, I have a question for you. If you could pick one of these three on the screen to inherit as your own, which one would you pick?
It's got to be mine, right?
Yeah, you probably have the most right.
I am going to go with
Mine's dog shit.
Why do you say that? I was looking at yours.
Yeah, you were. Go ahead. I love mine.
No, I think I like Jack's the most.
No way!
I think I like Jack's draft the most.
You're damn right.
Which one Jack is? His is the bottom one.
I would go.
You know
I would go Jack, Dimitri, Ben.
Oops.
You're kidding.
How many teams do you have?
In
You have
order,
two
like
teams.
your draft was. Oh, is this alphabet? No. So
No,
the left
no.
teams were drafted first. The right teams were drafted last.
No.
I think you're overcomplicating it, you nerd. All right.
No.
Look at the groups of 8 and tell me mine is not the best.
Ben has LSU, Oregon, Arkansas, Wake Forest is probably on the outside looking in of top 8 nationally right now.
Of course, almost won a series at Clemson last week.
I really like Florida State. I like
Arizona
Texas.
State's going to win the Big 12.
I like Georgia. I think Oregon State's in the picture.
Wow. Thanks,
Right?
Noah. I
That's
got
4
4 teams in.
That's
Oops.
4. We've seen this
He's
from
got
UConn,
UConn, Texas A&M, and Duke.
We've
it's
seen
called
UConn
being
do
a
this in the
risk taker.
preseason, in the
Yeah.
non-conference all the time.
Yeah, it's called
I'm
being a risk,
offended.
Ben.
And Dimitri, I mean, Tennessee, Clemson, North Carolina is a really good 3. He is my national champion with Arizona. The Nebraska picks, like, that's tough. That's a tough blow. That's a bad beat with Mason McConaughey going down. Vanderbilt, I think they're a great dark horse. Like, Dimitri and Jack are right there, 1-2 for me.
But Ben is far
I
off
want
in the
the
distance.
YouTube commenters to tell us who your favorite Omaha 8 preseason is, and Noah, it's gonna be 90% mine.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That
Take-
should
You
be
get LSU, Arkansas, Oregon, Wake Forest, and then you still have like NC State and Virginia who could be playing better, and then Arizona State who's going to win the Big 12.
No.
And we already know East Carolina is going to make it this year as a 3 seed. I told you guys that 2 months ago. It's already going to happen.
You know what? You know what's funny? Jack has Georgia in Omaha. I have Georgia winning the SEC, and I'm super jealous of him because I think it's easier to make Omaha than to win the SEC.
Hey, should we do? Hey, my favorite thing that we did when everyone does these Omaha 8s and everyone has 6 of the same damn teams. I love so much that we did a draft because everyone was so pissed off at our picks that like, oh god, it was so awesome.
Yo,
Should we? So instead of what if we did a draft? Like, I'll trade you Georgia for Tennessee if you want it, Dimitri.
Oh, you want to do it like this?
Do you want to do a draft like a snake draft? Do you want to do the trading like you mentioned, or do you want to do like an auction draft?
No,
we
we
have
should
like
trade. Nobody does that. We should trade our pick. We cannot pick anybody else from this list.
No,
We absolutely need to pick other teams. Come on, we can't have UConn on there.
I can't have
It's
two
hilarious. Why? You guys are so. I love my UConn pick. I think it gets better and better by the day. Now, if I could trade one, I'd have to consider the Aggies, even though I did buy when they were.
I'll trade you Tulane for Texas A&M.
And then I'm just going to immediately drop Tulane for. I do have a pick that I'd like out of the waiver wire. Like, if we're going to do a waiver wire for Omaha 8,
this is what
I think we allow no one to.
This is a good idea. Let's each say how many teams we want to replace out of ours. So, like, for me, I would like to exchange 3 teams.
Oh, we'll do it like poker.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like 2 cards, please.
I want to replace 2.
I'll deal you guys out. I'll pull up a list of like Omaha contenders here on my computer, and I'll spit you out like 3 random teams. All right, 1 SEC, one.
Oh, we don't get to
1
pick?
SEC, 1 power conference, and 1 mid-major, and you guys can tell me if you're staying with your group.
Oh, so we don't get to pick? We don't get to pick?
We need to pick.
I kind of like where he's going with this, though. I kind of like.
I spent a lot of time researching today, and now it's going to go to waste.
Right. No. Let's do that though.
Screw
I would like to exchange. I need to exchange three teams. I will get rid of Virginia, NC State, and Arizona State.
You're sticking on
Yeah,
ECU.
I'm going to
That
stick with
rocks.
ECU.
That
You
rocks
have
so
to keep
hard.
Arizona State.
All right, I'll keep Arizona State. I'll exchange 2. I'll get rid of Virginia and NC State. Should I get rid of East Carolina?
Nope. You have to keep
Because
one
I have
mid-major.
3 teams I want to add.
You have to keep one mid-major in your 8, so find somebody else to replace.
Well, then he might be
That was
changing.
your
for
draft.
that.
I am changing for a mid-major.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough. You have to have one mid-major in your 8.
All right, I'm taking UC Irvine as my mid-major.
No, I was gonna pick them. That's garbage. How did he get to just pick first? I'm
We
gonna throw a
should've just
temper
redrafted.
tantrum.
We should have just redrafted. You guys been a redraft?
Let's redraft.
No, I was just being a crybaby.
Ben
bitch.
gets Irvine. It's fine.
Yeah,
You want
I'll
to
I'll
stay
take
on
Irvine.
That's
the-
fine.
you want to stay
Draft
on the
though.
Irvine-
Jack, you can pick now who you want to replace.
Why does he get to
Okay.
pick second?
I know because I'm underneath him. All right, I'd like to get rid of UConn and A&M.
Well, just one.
And
We're
I will
going to
be
do one at a
exchanging.
time.
Okay. Keeping A&M. Just kidding. I'd like one card. I will be changing UConn. I really liked Irvine. I gotta go mid-major here. I'll go Coastal Carolina.
All right.
Coastal Carolina.
So you're replacing UConn with Coastal?
Yeah.
All right. I would like to replace Tulane with Alabama.
That's not a
He
mid-major.
has
That
Dallas
was
Baptist,
your
though.
rule. Oh, yeah. That's tough. Man, I really wanted Irvine. Okay. Butthurt.
I'm
So
replacing
jelly.
Tulane with Alabama.
Okay. Alabama's a great one. I agree with you there. That was going to be my exchange for A&M.
All right.
Man, I
So
got
is
Snake.
it my turn again, or are we going snake
Yeah,
draft?
I have overlapping teams, so we'll do mine after.
All right.
Okay.
So you want me to go, or is it fair that we snake?
Yeah.
Or is
Snake.
it Are we snaking it? Or are we doing it?
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
team
Snake.
three.
Yes. Snake. We're getting lost
All
in
right.
Snake.
I'm gonna
Go ahead,
replace.
Mitchie.
I'm gonna replace Nebraska with UCLA.
Good pick.
Yeah, I need another West Coast team. Man, I'm panicking over here if you guys can't tell. I would like to exchange. No, I can't because I think it's either going to be LSU A&M or I think it's going to be Texas versus Texas A&M. Watch this. I stay low. A&M stays. I just will exchange UConn. I'm out.
All right. So
Go
you're going
ahead,
to keep yours? You're going to keep Duke too?
Keep it A&M. Hell
All right.
yeah. 10 toes down.
All right. All right. I will exchange Virginia for Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma's starting rotation. I think that wins in the postseason. The Witherspoons, Cam Johnson. The offense is good enough to win games. So I'm going to exchange Virginia for Oklahoma.
Great pick. Great pick.
And then do I get another one since it's a snake?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And it can't be a team that's already been picked, right?
No.
Correct.
That'd be no fun.
Okay. I would put Texas in there, but I will exchange NC State. It's between two. Maybe.
Hold on.
What?
But hey, this is just like draft day with Kevin Costner. If you'd like Texas, I would like to propose a trade.
Ooh.
Mr. Commissioner Noah, would you accept this trade?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll trade you Texas for LSU.
LSU is the team I drafted number 1 overall. You took Texas in the 6th round.
I took Texas in the first round. No, I took Texas in the first
I'm
round.
pretty sure this is the order we
I
drafted.
was this.
What if you trade? Wait.
No,
What
because
if you trade?
my first 3 picks were in the state of Texas. I
Oh,
took
you're
Texas,
right, you're
Texas
right, you're
A&M,
right.
TCU, and you guys all made fun of me, rightfully so.
What if
No,
you
it's okay.
trade-
I will forego Texas. I don't need Texas. There's another team that I like that has
Are
not
you
been drafted,
Can I?
and
Let me
they're
see.
actually playing Virginia this week. I'll take Stanford. Coach Esker. He's been to Omaha a ton. I can already picture Rentaro Sasaki being in the College World Series. Give me Stanford.
All right. So here's the recap for the listeners that are not on YouTube. Ben has swapped East Carolina for Irvine, Virginia for Oklahoma, and NC State for Stanford. So his new Omaha 8 is LSU, Oklahoma, Arizona State, Oregon, Arkansas, Wake Forest, Stanford, East Carolina.
Nope. Stanford, UC Irvine.
Sorry, and UC Irvine. Yep.
That feels like I just went 8 for 8 right there.
Jack had kept everything the same except he swapped UConn for Coastal.
Yeah.
And then I went Tennessee, Clemson, North Carolina, Dallas Baptist. I swapped Tulane for Alabama. Vanderbilt, swapped Nebraska for UCLA, Arizona. I love this.
It was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Love it.
All right, do you want to do the same thing for Golden Spikes?
I will trade you Dallas Baptist for UC Irvine.
Real quick, my
No.
Omaha 8, I'm sticking with Arkansas, LSU, North Carolina, Arizona, and Stetson as 5 teams that I had in the preseason.
You're keeping Stetson?
I'm keeping Stetson. Jaden Hilton, their best hitter, was out
Garbage
for 3
take.
weeks. So now they're back and rolling. They just clobbered Miami yesterday. So all in on the Hatters still. I'm adding, since I have a completely different pool than you guys, I'm going to add Tennessee for Texas A&M.
Mhm.
I'm going to add Clemson for Virginia. I mean, Eric Bakich has always been my guy. I don't know why I faded them early in the preseason, but going to add Clemson in there, and I'm going to add Texas for Stanford. I really liked my preseason Stanford pick, but I think Texas is that good, and Schloss is going to get back to Omaha.
Is that
That's
a
pretty good.
slap
I
in the
like
face?
that. That's a pretty good one.
Is that a slap in the face to Texas A&M if they miss the postseason? Texas goes back to Omaha.
Kind of.
I'd say so, yeah.
Texas
brutal.
A&M gets to answer, though. I mean, they
Talk
play in
about-
the series.
Talk about little brother syndrome. That is just the epitome. That is the peak of it. I would feel bad for them. Oh, all righty
Golden
then.
Spikes?
I was sitting on it. I didn't know
All
what
right,
you wanted us
am I
to
pulling
say.
up our Golden Spikes now?
Yeah, let's do the same thing for Golden
Yeah, I'm
Spikes.
definitely down to switch out of Spikesy.
All right. Golden Spikes time.
I can't believe you guys didn't want to trade there.
All right, here we go. Golden Spikes, Dimitri's team. So we did 3 picks in the dark horse. So Dimitri has Jace Lavalette, Ethan Petrie, Trey Phelps, and Murph Gray. My team was Ava Marquette, Cam Canarella, Nolan Schubart, Jared Spencer. And then Jack has Drew Burris, Jared Jones, Gavin Grahovic, and Devin Taylor. Jack, I will trade you for Jared
Time
Jones.
out. Noah, which team are you picking? Rank
Yeah,
them.
this was a rough exercise for the boys.
Yeah, not great.
He said a rough exercise.
Let's go with I'm Team Jack again, man. Drew Burris and Jared
Mhm.
Jones up there, and then Devin Taylor at Dark Horse is very solid.
Dude, he's only got a 3-man team.
I know, but I mean, I like his
Oops.
3-man team better than others. His best 3, I think, are better than the other
Oops.
best 3s.
And I don't know
Don't be
anything.
So-
disrespectful.
Are we going to do the same thing, like how many players we want to replace and then draft it that way? All right.
Yeah,
So
I think
since
so.
Jack has somebody injured, he can go first. Dimitri, you're second. I'll go third. And we'll snake.
Fantastic news. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be subbing out Gavin Grahovic for Justin LeBron. Do I win yet? Or how's
Yeah,
that
I'm
work?
Team
Go first.
Jack. Go Team Jack. Let's go Team
Yeah,
Jack.
I guess I'd rather go first in this one. That is a cakewalk. Let's go. Thank you, Noah.
Wow, that's
Jack,
a great
Grahovic
switch
for
there.
Justin LeBron.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right, for LeBron James. Guy, I think I'm replacing 3 people. I
Mhm.
want to believe in Ethan Petrie. I think Trey Phelps is in a great spot. He's in the shadow of the other guys in his lineup. He has no pressure. I think he can sneak up on people at the end of the year with a 400 batting average, 25 plus home runs, and nobody's talking about him because that's how good Georgia's lineup is. So I'm going to keep him. Murph Gray, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know his numbers at all. I have not followed them in Fresno State much at all. There's too many.
I'll look it up for you.
Jace Lavalette, just not his year. It is what it is. It's okay. He's a great baseball player. Just not his year. So, anyways, this is hard, guys. I'm going to replace two people. I'm going to replace Lavalette and Murph Gray.
All right, who you dropping first?
I'm going to take Merrick Houston from Wake Forest to replace Murph Gray.
Murph Gray has 2 home runs, and he's hitting 281 this year.
Yep.
You took Merrick Houston, you said?
Yep.
All right. I will also be replacing 2 guys. I still believe in Ava Arquette. I know his numbers aren't where they need to be, but I think he could be the number 1 pick in the draft, and I would hate to lose him. He's a good baseball player. And I will also be replacing Nolan Schubart. I love him to death. You got to put up stupid numbers if you're going to be on a 12-11 team, finish middle of the pack, Big 12, and play in Oklahoma State's launching pad of a ballpark. So I'll also drop him. I still believe in Cam Canarella, and then I'm going to drop Jared Spencer. I don't think he's even the best lefty in SEC, so I'll drop him as well. He's still pitching well, but I'm going to get rid of him. So I guess first, and I'm going to make my 2 picks in a row since it's a snake draft. I will drop Jared Spencer and pick up my favorite lefty pitcher in the SEC, and Cade Anderson.
Love that pick.
Yeah, he's 5-0 this year, sub 2 ERA, striking out the world. So that will be my first replacement. The second one's tough. I think it's between which Aloy brother is the shortstop?
Wait, what?
Is it
Vahiva. Vahiva's the shortstop.
Vahiva. I'll take him instead of Nolan Schubart.
So you're taking Wahiwa from Arkansas?
Wahiwa Aloy.
Yeah, from Arkansas.
Yeah, from Arkansas. Shortstop.
All right, for Aloy. Aloha, Aloy. Welcome to the Golden Spikes.
Do I get my 2 as well, or no?
It's Dimitri's pick now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dimitri, did you not make a pick?
So I'm gonna take, guys. I feel like it's such an obvious pick to take somebody from Tennessee, number 1 team in the country. They're going to be in Omaha. Golden Spikes. It just seems too easy. But I feel like their team is just so well balanced across the board. There's not a single individual person that's just screaming off the chart. Andrew Fisher, Gavin Keelan, they're all doing so well that if you have to put up stupid numbers to win Golden Spike. So I'm not going to take someone from Tennessee's lineup, although I won't be surprised if someone does win it from them. I'm going to go on a limb. We've already talked about him on this podcast. I'm just going to do this for fun. Alex Lodi from Florida State. He's already made web gems defensively, so he's already got that going for him. He just needs to hit, and he'll have a shot. So give me Alex Lodi.
Good pick.
Love it. So is it me now?
By the way, I'm replacing Jace Lavalette with Lodi.
Yeah, we got that one. Love that. All right, so I'm still gonna replace 2. So I've replaced Grahovac with Justin LeBron, which feels like cheating. But now I feel like I'm about to just dominate the hell out of this draft. I think Devin Taylor's a phenomenal baseball player, and I think Drew Burress is a beast. I just don't think it's his year. I'm gonna go. Do I get 1 or 2?
You get 2.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go for Devin Taylor. I'm going to go another lefty, but I'm going to go to Austin, Texas. I'm going to go get Max Ballou.
Good pick.
Yeah, I think Texas is in the fight. Yeah, Noah, and if you want my second pick, Noah, you're going to have a whole lot more to cheer about. Drew Burress, like I said, going to be a beast. How many times have we seen an underclassman win this award? really rare, especially having him come back to campus. That's going to be Justin LeBron. But instead of Drew Burress, I'm going to sub him out. And this is where it feels kind of cheating. The guy that leads college baseball in home runs is going to be in the conversation. He's probably going to be in the top 3. So I'm going to take Rylan Zaborowski because I don't think he's slowing down anytime now. He's going to hit 30-plus home runs. He's going to be in the conversation. And I think I'm going to have 3 of the finalists on my own team, gentlemen.
That would be something.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Midseason, so it's like cheating.
But we are not chalky like you, so I have
How's
no
that
faith in
chalky?
It's not. We're almost halfway through the season. It's not chalky anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you're taking the home run leader. You're taking the unanimous Golden Spikes favorite currently in Justin LeBron. So
Why didn't you take them? Well, I guess you couldn't take LeBron.
All right, well, cool. So give us a recap, Dimitri. Who did we all pick?
all right, so Jack Golden Spikes 4-man squad is Jared Jones from LSU. He replaces Gavin Grahovic with Justin LeBron James. He replaces Drew Burress with Rylan Zaborowski, and he replaces Devin Taylor with Max Bailu. So his new team is Justin LeBron, Max Bailu, Rylan Zaborowski, and Jared Jones.
That's a good squad right there.
That's a great squad.
I don't know.
Dimitri, my 4-man squad, I replaced Murph Gray with Merrick Houston. I replaced Jace Lavalette with Alex Lodi from Florida State. So my new 4-man squad is Merrick Houston, Alex Lodi, Trey Phelps, and Ethan Petrie. I think South Carolina needs to win some more games for Petrie to do anything, but it's possible. It's not dead yet. I'm going to stick with him. And then, Ben, you went Ava Arquette, Cam Canarella. You replaced Nolan Schubart with Wahiwa Aloy, and then you replaced Jared Spencer with Kate Anderson. So your new squad is Ava Arquette, Cam Canarella, Kate Anderson, and Wahiwa Aloy.
Oh, my fucking God.
Not bad.
Noah,
yeah.
what was your picks? What are your picks, Noah?
Oh, I don't have any Golden Spikes preseason picks. I was rooting for the 2 Southeastern Michigan guys, and Nolan Schubert and Ike Irish. So those were my rooting interests.
Well,
I'm
sweet.
Team Jack.
Jack's team's the best by far. I'll put it very easily. All right, do you guys want to do weekend series pick 'em and then pick a top 25 team to be upset, or vice versa?
Let's end the show with the top 25 pick because we'll kind of just go through the Warren Nolan schedule at the end, like we always do.
All right. Rock on, that works. So we can. Oh, go ahead.
I want to start off the weekend pick 'em with a really special one. We selected Alcorn State and Mississippi Valley State in the weekend series pick 'em, and I want to teach to the class who is playing in this series. And we're also going to do a little pop quiz. You guys are going to guess which teams these kids are playing for. Does that sound like fun?
Yeah, I just got a notification that Tyler O'Neill just hit a homer on opening day for the 6th straight season.
No, he did not. He was plus 400 to hit a bomb.
Hypothetically, of course.
Yeah, he just hit one for the Orioles. All right, so no, you want to do your
Yeah, because
Alcorn
we'll
State,
see.
Mississippi Valley, who's an actual player and who's not?
Yeah, well, they're all actual players. You're just going to guess which team they're on. But yeah, we'll see how long this takes, and it'll allow me to whether speed it up or I can take my time with the other series. The leader in batting average between the two teams in this series is named Nathan Gaines. He's hitting .419 with a 1051 OPS. He has 1 home run and 20 RBI. What team does he play for?
Delta Devils, baby.
I'm saying Alcorn.
Yeah, that guy's got Alcorn written on his forehead. I can feel
Delta
it.
Devil.
He's a Brave.
Ah, no.
All right,
One
point for Ben and Jack. We have also got the leader, the starting pitcher with the best ERA is named James Snipes in this series. Hell of a
Great name, James Snipes.
5.14 ERA in 21 innings with 16 strikeouts. What team does he pitch for?
That's a Brave.
That's an Alcorn State Brave. Snipes?
No,
That's a
no,
Brave.
he's no. They sniped him right out of the valley. He's Mississippi Valley all day long.
James Snipes is a Delta Devil.
Damn it.
Yeah,
I need a James Snipes Delta Devil jersey.
that'd be awesome.
2 points, Jack. 1 point, Ben. 0 to Dimitri. But there's still time in this pop quiz. The highest OPS for a hitter in this series belongs to Rayfield Adams III.
Oh, baby. That's a Delta Devil.
He's hitting 414 with a 1058 OPS, and he's doing that without a single home run. So a lot of extra bases here.
Can you
Dimitri's
repeat the name,
team.
Can you
repeat the name?
Yep.
Rayfield Adams III.
Can I get a spelling on the first name, please?
you looking it up?
Reyfield. He is definitely looking.
That's a Delta Devil.
Yeah, look at his eyes. Did you see him just cheat his ass off?
Who?
You.
Who?
My hands
Can you
are literally-
respell that
I'm
first name,
touching the
please?
screen. I have the Pick'em screen up, and I'm looking at you and Noah on the left hand side.
Such a liar.
I'm gonna say whatever Dimitri just said. Did you say?
I'm a
Did you say
Delta
Alcorn?
Devil.
Oh, Delta. I'll say Delta Devil too, because he looked it up.
ABA. I'll go
I
Alcorn.
swear to God, I didn't look at-
I'll go Alcorn just so when I'm wrong, I can say it's Dimitri's fault.
He plays for Alcorn. So Jack is 3 for 3.
I told you I didn't look shit up.
We've got 2 more, and Jack has a chance to lock it up with the next pick. The leader in strikeouts on the mound. His name is Logan Darnell. He's got 24 Ks in 23 innings with just 7 walks. He pitches for who?
That's a Delta Devil. I'm gonna ride with the Delta Devil.
That's an Alcorn State Brave.
That's a Delta Devil.
All right, so here's what's happening right now. I was not a very good student, but I was a decent test taker. We've gone alternate every time, except for this one. We're going back to A. It was ABA. Now it's A again. Alcorn State is the answer.
Wrong. He's on the Delta Devils. So
Delta Devil.
Patterned.
So Ben is still alive, down by
Damn
1
it.
point. And here we go. The final question that I had prepared for you guys. There is a tie for leader in home runs entering this series. They're both playing for the same team. The 2 names are Jace Jones and Gunnar Lakins. They both have 3 home runs each. They play for who?
I think
Delta
Alcorn
Devil.
Stadium is smaller, so I'm gonna say Alcorn.
Delta Devil.
If I could be boring, Ben, what did you
went
just say?
I said Alcorn.
or AB.
You said Alcorn? All right. Well, I don't want to be boring, and I could just take the same as Ben and I'd win, but that's no fun. I'm going to take Mississippi Valley. Those are
Delta
sweet
Devil.
names. Lycan is a very cool name.
Dimitri, did you guess?
Delta Devils, baby.
The answer is the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. Your winner is Jack DeLongshaw.
Boo.
It's a pleasure playing, boys. Mid-major guy for life.
Wow.
The,
what a comeback.
The tiebreaker was just going to go to the best overall name award, and that's Shuto Tiger Okamura, who's a pitcher for the Delta Devils there.
No way.
Yeah, so all of this said, my pick here is Mississippi Valley State to win the series.
I can't get over the Snipes jersey. Like, give me all of what was his first name? James Snipes. So he's like, yeah. What, dude? This is embarrassing.
It was James Snipes.
Who's
he wears
007? What is his name? 007.
James Bond. James Bond.
James
He wears
Bond.
number 23, so he's probably a Michael Jordan fan.
I was gonna say, like, he's a James Bond sniper. Give me the Delta Devils at home. Even though Alcorn's already beat him once this year in a midweek.
Oh, nice. Good fact.
Yo, ever since we got blocked by Delta Devils Twitter, I've been anti-Mississippi Valley State, but They're winning 1 out of every 5 games. You know how big of an improvement that is than over the last 5 years? Give me Mississippi Valley State at home. No doubt about it.
Technically 1 out of every 6 games, but whatever.
I think 2 and 10. Oh, fuck. You're right.
Yeah, math is hard. Hey, can we have a conversation? I didn't know that we were blocked by them on Twitter. Is that a real thing? Why?
I think they unblocked us in the last year or so, but yeah, we were blocked because I used to do a bottom 10 thing, the 10 worst teams in the country.
Well, that's
And
not very nice. Okay, that's
it
not
was
very
hilarious.
nice.
It was hysterical looking at their numbers every week. That's
I
how
It's just
bad it
not
was
very
on there a
nice.
lot, too,
Now I know why
unfortunately.
that they're blocked.
Wait, why is it okay for ESPN to do the 5 worst teams in college football and college basketball?
I don't think it's okay. I don't like that. You can do it with pro guys. Pro guys make money. We can make fun of them. College guys, these guys are out there eating like soup sandwiches.
You are so bad that it's impressive. Should be rewarded with.
All right, I'll take Alcorn. This conversation swayed me. I'll take Alcorn. Let's go, boys.
All right, where are we heading
A nice
next in the
matchup
weekend?
between 301 RPI and 306 RPI. Gotta love it. No,
Where are
this
we
is
heading
you.
next?
You're hitting lead off wherever you want to go with it.
All right. Well, atop the board here is the biggest series of the year in the Big East, and it's the Big East regular season opener. Opening weekend in the Big East play for both of these teams. They both played absolute gauntlets in their non-conference. Going into the biggest Big East series of the year, I think Xavier has more momentum. I'm taking the Musketeers here, plus they're at home. They just swept Ball State in 3 home games, and then they beat Kentucky in a midweek. They're on a 4-game winning streak heading in to play the Huskies here. If UConn's pitching staff was looking for a breath of fresh air in conference play once they got out of their non-conference gauntlet, I do not think they're going to find it in Cincinnati. Give me Xavier.
So Noah, I know you probably saw it because you're an investor. Xavier was plus 700 against Kentucky in the midweek, and they were up to plus 1,300 on Caesars or somebody. I saw it on Twitter that they were actually plus 1,300 for a midweek game at Kentucky, and they almost run ruled them. You would think that Xavier at home is a big advantage. I don't think so. I think that they're used to being road warriors, that maybe like this is almost like a road game for them. Playing at home is a road game, if you catch my drift. I think UConn is the second best team in the Big East. I'm going to say that Xavier is the third best team. Give me UConn. Creighton's the best team in the Big East, in my opinion. But yeah, give me UConn on the road.
You're
I'm
out
going
of
to
your
trust
head.
Ian Cook, the salty vet there. I think he's pitching on Saturday for him. Give me UConn, the Huskies on the road. I just still have to make up ground in the weekend series pick 'em, so this is my best way too.
No doubt about it. Give me the Musketeers. Give me Xavier. By far and away the best team in the Big East. Their schedule was a gauntlet. They are the best team in this conference.
By far and away the best team in the Big East. You think that?
Not. You said, I think Creighton's the best team in the Big East. I think. He's slobbing on that RPI. That's it.
I've been a Xavier guy since day one. You can.
I don't want to do it to you. No, I'm not going to do it. I'll take UConn. I think their weekend arms are better. I do. I think UConn on the road here. I know Ben probably we don't fade the facilities. I think we do in the Big East. I don't think it matters a whole lot.
I'm telling you, this home game is actually an away game for Xavier because they're so used to not playing at home.
That's fair.
All right, just for the fans to know, I just want to point something out to you guys. I just noticed something.
If it's my weekend series pick'em record, don't point it out to the people.
I know.
So Jack at 21-13 in the pick'em. Jeffrey Macias, for those that don't know, that's me, at a sparkling, phenomenal record of 25-9.
There you go. Good job.
That's impressive.
And Ben Upton, where are you? I need to scroll way down, huh?
I'm below 500. I might be in dead last.
Ben Upton, you were 17-17. Congratulations.
Hey, 500 baseball, baby. He's coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go 6-0 this week. Just watch.
Hey, batting 500 is a lot better than 300. So, yeah, he's getting on base often.
That's a weird way to put it.
He gets on base.
All right.
Let's head to the toughest series that I had to pick. It was Florida Atlantic and UTSA. The Owls are 2-3 on the road. They head from Boca to San Antonio. That's a tough road trip. I know who I picked here, but I want to hear from Jack because he just called a series for the Roadrunners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, Pat Hallmark and his guys, I was kind of obsessed with them. Like they've got a really fun blend of local kids in Texas that they were able to win over where you're going, man, they had big time offers and they decided to come down to San Antonio with a blend of guys like a dude like Mason Lytle who transferred in from Oregon, who's the preseason American Player of the Year. Dude, on Friday nights, I got a kid in Zach Royce who is a monster on the mound. Like 94, 95 and is able to sustain it through 6 innings. I'll take you at UTSA, and it's probably because of the biasy and recency factor for me. But I'm also a big believer in what I saw. Braylon Owens, a kid that throws on Saturday for them, 91, 92, 3 pitches for a strike whenever he wanted. And then they're hitting 346 as a team. 346, they have 11 guys hitting over 300 in that lineup. That dog will hunt. I will take the Roadrunners.
I'm on the Runners too.
I'm on the Runners too. You can't spell nutsack without UTSA. They're at home. Give me the Runners.
Jack, before I make my pick, you're such a gaslighter. I talked about not doing research all year, and you came in here with, they have a team batting average of X, Y, Z.
Just called their games last week on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. he tried to gaslight me that he was on my side. We don't research. We just make.
I wasn't gaslighting you. I was the exact opposite. You said that you hadn't done any research all year, and I was like, we know. And then I almost did it when you did the Xavier thing. You're like, I've been on Xavier from the jump, and I was about to say, name one player, just one, and I'll give you 100. Huh?
Isaac Washman. There's your one player.
There you go. Now you've done research. That's called hook, line, and sinker.
He was just a name I've liked since the beginning.
Yeah, no doubt. Gotcha, you son of a bitch. Gotcha. You do research.
You see that? Give me the Roadrunners. I think this is a no-brainer. UTSA at home. Don't fade the facility. Home team is always the safest pick when you don't know which one to go with.
Well, congratulations to Florida Atlantic for the weekend series win. We just swept the board there.
Yeah. Let's keep it up with the mid-majors. This one's a great series. Georgia Southern at Georgia State here. The Panthers are 15-3 at home this year, and Georgia Southern just 2-5 on the road. Offensively, Georgia State's elite. They're top 20 in a lot of offensive categories nationally. And I think their pitching is also good enough to win the home series against the Eagles here. So I'm going with Georgia State.
Me too. Bus lot boys all day. Shout out to Lars Davis, my best friend in all of college baseball. You're right. Like, this is very similar to UTSA's facilities. If you're used to being spoiled with high-class Division I facilities, let me take you a step back. Georgia State, UTSA both play at like high school-esque stadiums. But they love playing at home. Like, they know how to win in these chain link fence, metal bleacher ballparks where you're going to catch a bad hop in the chin like I did in 2016 at Georgia State. Give me the Panthers.
Yeah, I'll take the lot too. You like the Eagles? Good, because I like Georgia State. The Caleb Freeman kid that's playing second base for them is hitting nukes. I've been a fan of this program since a buddy of mine played for him a few years back. I just think they hit bombs. It's always a question mark of whether they're going to throw it well in Fun Belt play. But I'll take Georgia State.
I love my Georgia Southern pick so much now. 3-1. I love it. Give me the Eagles on the road at Georgia State. Georgia Southern is not losing the series.
We've got 2 more series to go. They both come from the Southeastern Conference. Where do you want to go first, Athens or Nashville?
Let's go Nashville.
The Arkansas Razorbacks play the Vanderbilt Commodores, and the Hogs lost at least one road game in each of their series on the road last season. They went 7-8 overall, 2-3 in those SEC road series. This team hits a lot better than last year's team. but I'm also relatively high on Vanderbilt. I still think they're catching some disrespect. I think they had a really tough non-conference schedule, and they got through it pretty damn good. J.D. Thompson's a solid SP1, but I've really liked Cody Bowker. He was going on Sundays. They moved him up to Saturday for this weekend. He's a Georgetown transfer. He's got a 2.64 ERA on the year, 40 strikeouts, just 10 walks, and he's holding opponents to a 171 batting average against. I think Vanderbilt wins Friday and Saturday to take the series.
Whoa, okay. This is the stereotypical SEC series that's going to come down to Sunday. I think I always like home team SEC or SEC home teams on game 1 Friday. I wouldn't surprise me if Vanderbilt wins game 1, but I think Arkansas, you're going to see a different style of baseball being played rather than what Vanderbilt's used to the last few years. Like Arkansas is going to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and I think Arkansas might have just a little bit more on the mound, even though Vanderbilt's surprisingly good looking at the numbers. Give me Arkansas. I think they win the series on Sunday.
You know,
I like it. I'll take the boys at home. I like Vanderbilt here. I think Tim Corbin, Noah mentioned Dimitri's team as a fun dark horse in the SEC. When's the last time that we went into an SEC season and Vanderbilt wasn't at the forefront of the conversation? It's kind of matriculated in that fashion the last couple of years because of the way that the game has trended. And I think Tim Corbin's doing a great job of kind of riding the wave with it and figuring out how he wants to play the game in this new wave alongside it. So I'll take Vanderbilt. I love the Riley Nelson kid, the 2-hole. RJ Austin's still freaking fantastic. That's a heck of a Georgetown transfer name you dropped in, Noah. That dude's been a dog for him. I'll take Vandy.
I think this is the hardest series on the board to pick. I think Arkansas, if this series was in Fayetteville, I'm slamming the books on Arkansas. I think it's a no doubt series win, but I really like this Vanderbilt team. I think they're better than people are realizing. I think soon they're going to realize it. But the only reason I'm going to pick them is because SEC teams at home are hitting at a 75+% clip in these pick'ems of the year. I feel I just can't fade the facility here, and I got to take the home team with Vanderbilt. But I have one question for you guys. Is Tim Corbin the Dabo Sweeney of college baseball in terms of he doesn't want to believe in the NIL stuff? He already had so much success.
I wouldn't say that. He's giving out NIL money, dude. He's giving out NIL
in a totally different way.
Question. I'm just asking you guys. What are your thoughts?
I would say even Dabo gives out NIL. It's the transfer portal more often than not. And Vanderbilt, for what it's worth, I think they tried to do transfer portal stuff. They got Mike Mancini in from James Madison. They got Bowker in from Georgetown. They attempted to get Joe Zerwa from Michigan State. They just have academic restrictions that I don't know specifically what Vanderbilt is, but I do know that Michigan and Virginia, they can't take juniors or seniors. They can only take freshmen, sophomore, or graduate seniors. So
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going Vanderbilt. So looks like, Ben, you are the only Arkansas pick.
I love that. I need to make up ground, dude.
Can I give an update before we continue this bad man?
Cam Smith, first hit, first at bat.
One pitch, one swing. Knowles Nation, stand up. Cam Smith has made it to Houston, friends.
There we go. The final series of the weekend. Sorry, Dimitri?
Nope. I was just going to say, look at my name. No one cares.
The final series of the weekend pick'em is Auburn at Georgia. And to me, if I was still alive in the Survivor, this would be it. It seems like the chalkiest pick on the board for this weekend. To me, Georgia lineup is automatic, and I would take it over Auburn's lineup. I also think that I have more questions with Auburn's pitching staff depth than I do Georgia. Georgia just needs to figure out that starting rotation, but I think they unlocked some things bringing up Brian Curley into that Saturday slot. I really liked that move. It kind of re-jolted the entire rotation as they started games a lot better. And granted, still wasn't great against Florida, but definitely a step up from how they had been beginning. And yeah, just 1 through 9. Give me the Bulldogs lineup to put up 8, 9 plus in every game in this series.
This is a series where if you're an investor, I would just look at the over in every game. I like both of these offenses a bunch. This would also be my survivor pick with Georgia at home. I don't think they're going to sweep. Auburn's frisky enough, and Butch Thompson is not intimidated to go anywhere in the country. Like, he'll have his boys ready. But I think at the end of the day, like, if I'm picking a shootout, it'd be hard to pick against these Georgia bats who, like, also were hitting tanks without Robbie Burnett and Rylan Zaborowski on Tuesday. Like, and they still put up 13, 14 runs. So it's a special offense. Give me Georgia.
I think there's going to be a conversation to be had if they do go sweep this weekend. Like, those frat boys out in right field are going to start getting like size for rings. Like, I think that's the kind of buzz that's happening in Athens, which is kind of cool, right? You lose the Golden Spikes winner, and it feels like they're deeper as a team this year. So I'll take Georgia as well. Dimitri was all over in preseason. I think a lot of people were having the conversation. I know even a couple of weeks ago, we're like, they keep playing in weird games. What that's telling us is, though, is like they're finding out a way to win in a lot of weird ways. So I'm with you. I think this offense is really stupid. So I'll take the Dogs as well.
Yeah, people were laughing at me, like, not just like, oh, haha, you could, no, like, laughing out of disrespect and how stupid I am that I would pick Georgia to win the SEC. But hey, we got to make risky, you got to make cliffhanging picks sometimes. I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't scared to pick them. There's a long way to go, guys. There's a long way to go in the SEC schedule. Georgia could end up finishing 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever. But give me Georgia at home. I think we can't fade the facility here. Great offense at home. Take it all day, every day.
Nice. So we all picked Georgia as well. Congratulations, Auburn Tigers. You have won the weekend.
Oh, yeah. I do think if this is a perfect segue for it, Ben, I think that Auburn probably has the best chance of any team in the top 25 to upset the other. I do, because I think that there is so much conversation and so much hype happening in Athens that this could be the cool off. You know what I mean? And there's so much to be known about Auburn where I don't think we really know what they have. That this could be a statement win for them. Like, this is their Super Bowl. And Georgia, they're riding this crazy high. This could kind of mellow them out a little bit. So if we want to segue into maybe our favorite top 25 upset, that now that we just guaranteed them a dub, that could be mine.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's spend the next 3 to 5 minutes picking top 25 upsets. And then after that, we'll get off and enjoy some opening day baseball. So, Dimitri, go ahead and share your screen. Pull up Warren Nolan. Let's look at the top 25.
I already found mine.
I have my nominee too.
I already found mine. It's so easy.
All right. Here we go. Top 25 teams.
Hold on.
So are we looking for an upset? Are we looking for an upset that is unranked over ranked, or just a lower ranked team beating a higher ranked team?
Yeah, that I think.
So just any kind of upset. It doesn't have to be an.
You want me to just say mine? You want me to just say mine right now?
Yeah.
Cal over Louisville.
You like the Bears?
Board. And then you've got these couple games down here.
Does anybody else have a pick? I'm still looking. I haven't looked too much.
My upset in the top 25 is going to be Purdue winning the series against UCLA.
Why am I not
on the Boiler Bombers?
Why am I not
UCLA's
seeing
ranked in D1's poll? They're ranked like 24th or 25th.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna take. I really like the premise of kind of like what we talked about. This idea that I think Georgia is a little vulnerable. I think that Auburn at 12, like they're coming in with something to prove, because I feel like no one's really talking about them. If you wanted some serious value, Dimitri's gonna hate this one. I kind of like Miami to go up and play North Carolina well.
I
Answer the
promise
bell.
you it won't happen. I promise you it won't happen.
I just think there's value there. I think North Carolina most likely wins the series. I'm just saying there's most likely value there. But I do have a very hot pick. I do think South Carolina gets LSU. I think South Carolina gets Tennessee just once. And I think Ethan Petrie has a Paul Skeens-esque moment.
Put a number one next to their name.
That was a throwback tweet right
Yeah.
there.
I will never forget
that
that
was a
tweet.
throwback.
I will never forget
It was
that
a
tweet.
throwback.
I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. This was 2 years ago. It was in Italy. Woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and saw Ben tweet, and I was like, "Holy shit! South Carolina beating Paul Skeens and LSU." And I saw that tweet. I go, "Dude, this is incredible." I was so fired up. I couldn't go back to sleep for like 2 hours.
My top 25 upset pick. I'm going to take Virginia to bounce back against Stanford at home. They've been so
good
bad
one.
lately. They're due for a series win.
I love that one too, but I think Louisville's a little more vulnerable than Stanford right now.
I would also bet, hypothetically speaking, I bet Virginia's a favorite going into that weekend. Still, maybe.
Well, there's a game tonight, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, is it
Mhm.
really? Oh, cool. I can't wait to watch. Screw the Sweet
All right.
16.
Cool.
Great
Well,
episode.
that's pretty much the show. We packed everything in an hour 15. We'll be back Sunday night to recap everything and enjoy watching some college baseball, Major League Baseball, Sweet 16, whatever you want to do. But it's getting to that time of year. It's getting exciting, and hopefully we'll see a lot of exciting action in the college baseball world. So we'll be back Sunday night, and thank you for listening. See ya.